Sum up how it feels to be a Leicester City fan at this moment in time.
Nervous. I've been nervous since last week. Got up early today. Just got the jitters. It just feels like this is like the biggest game we've ever been to. It's just nerves. I can't really put it into words. I just can't. It's just a strange feeling.
And how big is today's game with relegation at stake?
It's a massive game. It's financial impacts, everything included for the fans, for the city, for everything. It means everything. Going down, getting relegated would be a pretty big pill to swallow for everybody out here.
What would the reaction be inside the stadium if Leicester were to drop down to the Championship today?
I think there'll be a mix. I think the people who are the fans of the club will follow them through thick and thin. I think we've gone down. It's unfortunate, but we'll still support them. They're our team. We'll support them. And there's going to be people who are going to be blaming and being angry. So I think it'll be a mixed emotion. But personally, if they go down, it's still my club, still Leicester. I still support them. So disappointed, but moving on to the next season.
And who do you actually think is directly to blame for the situation that the club find themselves in at the moment?
I'll let Steve answer that one directly. He's a little bit more passionate about this answer than I am.
Well, if you want a specific person, I'd put it down to the Maddison penalty, where he took the ball off him from Tielemans and just spooned it and didn't go in. If we got 3 points from that, or even a point from that game, we wouldn't be in this situation. Obviously, there's a bit of mismanagement. There's a few shackles been put on a few players. But if you're looking at actual players and points and games won or lost, I think that Maddison penalty would have been it for us.
And hand on heart, what's your gut feeling today? You've come a long way for this fixture.
Come from California here today. I actually think it's going to be a good day. I think we win, and I think Everton draws. So I think it's going to be a good day.
Matt, tell us just in a few words how it feels to be a Leicester City fan at the moment.
It's pretty dire at the minute. Nothing seems to be going our way. Results, everything with the club, the finances don't seem to be in the right place. Everything just kind of seems like it's crashing down from the success that we were at a few years ago.
From Premier League title winners to here, just how big is today's game?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. I think even Vardy said in an interview before that this will actually potentially be a bigger achievement than actually winning the Premier League, because I think if we go down today, there could be a massive spiral effect, and then things can just go from bad to worse.
What would the reaction be inside the stadium if Leicester were to drop to the Championship today?
I think it'd get very toxic. I think there's already been several games at home and away where players are getting shouted at for "you're not fit to wear the shirt," especially at the back end of the Rodgers era, and I just think that it won't be great. I don't think the players have really warranted us giving them that round of applause at the end. I think we should let them know how we really feel, to be honest.
And who would you say is the main reason for the club being in the state it's in currently?
Well, I think it all kind of stems back from COVID, really. I think with the finances not being there and replacing signings, replacements have come in and we've sold players and we've just bought in players that aren't as good, and players just don't seem to care.
And lastly, hand on heart, what is your gut feeling for today's game?
I don't know. I mean, I had a dream a couple of nights ago, and I dreamt that we'd win 3-2 here. But I think a win is a big ask, and also Everton dropping points is another big ask. So I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident, to be honest.
It's been a long season for Leicester. Sum up how it feels to be a Leicester City fan at the moment.
Well, it was pretty tough. It's been a tough season. Ups and downs, I suppose. But we've had a good one in the last 9 years. So we've had one great escape. I think we'll do another one today, hopefully.
Everyone knows what's at stake today, but just in a few words, can you describe how big today's game is for Leicester City?
It's absolutely massive. I think if we do stay up, it's been an absolute miracle. And if we go down, I think we deserve to go down. We've been probably the 18th, 19th best team in the league this year. So if we go down today, then yeah, it's a shame.
What will the reaction be at the King Power today if Leicester do go down to the Championship?
I don't think it'll be a very great reaction, if I'm honest. It will be quite toxic towards the end. I hope that the fans do show a bit of appreciation for the players. I don't believe for a second any player wants the club to go down, so if we go down, then we've not been that's all.
A bit more of a difficult question this time. Who actually is to blame for the position you're in as a football club at this moment in time?
It's a collective from the board all the way down to the players and the management and stuff. They've tried different tactics and stuff, it hasn't worked. It's a collective. But we need, at the end of the season, need to look and see where it's gone wrong and have a right think about it and make sure it doesn't happen again in future seasons.
And just to finish up, hand on heart, what is your gut feeling for today's game?
Hand on heart, I think we'll win the game, but I don't think Everton will drop points.
So it's been a long season for Leicester City. Could you sum up how it feels to be a Leicester fan at the moment?
Bit up and down really, a bit deflated. Weren't expecting us to be in the position we're in now. Not saying we'll be top of the league or anything like that, but just at least mid-table, so it's been a bit flat to be honest.
Everyone knows what's at stake for Leicester today with either Premier League football next year or Championship. Just how big is today's game for you?
I say it's actually massive. I think it's bigger than when we won the actual league, to be fair, because you know it's all financial as well. We're going to lose players. It's going to have a massive impact on Leicester if we go down, but hopefully we're praying that we stay up.
What will the reaction be at the King Power today if you do get relegated?
Very cold, I feel. I would think that basically there'll be a lot of fans leaving. If we're losing by half time, I reckon there'll be a few thousand leave at that point. We'll be very deflated if we lose today.
Who do you think is actually to blame for putting this football club in the position it is in now?
That's a tough question, that one. You know, we've got to look obviously as far as the directors level. I feel we've got Woodkin, obviously we've got Susan there in control of everything. We know Top owns the club, but he pays them a salary, doesn't he, to look after the club, and they're there to get players in, sign contracts. And to be honest, this is the worst I've ever seen it. Allowing the contracts to run down the way they have over the last couple of years just doesn't make sense to me at all as a fan.
And last of all, what is your gut feeling, hand on heart, for today's game?
I'm 50-50. I want us to win, but we've got to rely on all the Leeds and Everton around us to basically lose, haven't we? So I'm 50-50 on today's game, to be fair.